Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of We Wanna Talk Podcast, where we want to talk to you about everything. I'm Kaylyn.
And I'm Alyssa.
And we're your hosts. So, listen, we're really excited about today's episode.
Yes.
Very, very, very excited. The day that we're recording this, it is February 10th. We like to record them a little in advance. My birthday was yesterday, the 9th. Alyssa's is next Saturday, the 18th. So the day this comes out, it's like
2 days before.
2 days before it. So we are super excited. It's been like we're having like a little birthday celebration this weekend.
First of all, it's so cool having a best friend whose birthday is so close to yours because we celebrate together every year.
Yes.
And we've made some of the best memories, so it's so much fun.
Yeah, and if you don't know, my husband has the same birthday as me. So for like the last 3 years,
we've all celebrated together.
It's been like our 3 celebrations like in one, and so that's always been a good time. So when we were thinking about what podcast idea to do for the day or for today, we originally saw Jenna Palak do this for her podcast Fun on Weekdays. And now, once we saw hers, we ended up seeing a couple others do it after that as well, which is just crazy to me because we've had this idea for like a couple months now. But, so as you can tell by the title of today's episode, we are doing 23 things we've learned for our 23rd birthday because I just turned 23. Alyssa's going to be 23. And so we thought that since we were the same age, this would be like a really fun topic to do. So we came up with these suggestions together. We'll kind of talk about them together as we go. Some of them are going to be really cliche.
Yes.
Some are kind of funny. Some are a little serious. Some are not so serious. Some of these, you might even hear these and be like, well, duh. But, y'all, these are just our personal things we've experienced and things we've gathered from life as a whole. Just things we wanted to, add in here, things that if we could go back and, maybe read this at 15, that would have been
a whole lot of
really
help.
Nice. Really, really nice. So, yeah, let's get right on into it. Let's dive right on in. I'm excited to talk about these things.
Me too. Let's do it.
Let's go. Okay, so for our 23 things, starting off with number 1, this is one that I'm saying is a little cliche, but it felt very fitting since Alyssa and I are best friends who do a podcast together. Number 1 is friends can be soulmates too. It doesn't always have to be a partner. Anytime people are around me and Alyssa, if you're around us, we can finish each other's sentences. We
do it here.
We'll be working and all of a sudden look at each other and like it's like the same idea clicked in both of our heads, like without even like saying it.
I texted her this morning and was like, I'm hungry. Chick-fil-A breakfast? And she's like,
I was already thinking about it. Like I was actually gonna already ask if you wanted Chick-fil-A for breakfast, but it's even stuff like that. Friends can be soulmates too, not just a partner. So.
I joke with Mike all the time. I'm like, so are you gonna let me like marry your wife or like what?
I know she commented that on his post last night, and when I saw his comment back, I was like, I bet you commented and said yeah. And then I saw his comment and I was like, oh, my bad.
He stuck up for you with that one.
He did. I was like, wow, that was sweet. Anyways, so that's a really good one to keep in mind.
Number 2 is the boy you love at 16 is not your forever.
Oh, I wish I could have heard that at 16. But it's also, if we would have heard that at 16, we wouldn't have believed it.
That's true.
But the fact that I thought that the boy that I was with at 16, I was going to marry, I was insane.
Yeah, I feel like also deep down, you're not going to. I mean, you have the hope, but you're not going to marry that person.
I also want to say that doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. Some people are still with their high school sweethearts. True. I started dating my husband when I was 18, so, it's not that far off from 16, so, I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite, but...
if you're still with your high school sweetheart, props to you.
Yes, but 9 times out of 10, the person that you are with in high school... or in between the ages of 14 and 18, you will not be with...
Good luck.
Forever. Okay, moving on to number 3. Alyssa and I have talked about this one so much, but you do not have to have a life plan.
You don't have to have it all figured out.
No, whether that relates to college, careers, relationships, having kids, etc., etc. You do not have to have your whole entire life planned out, and if your life doesn't follow that plan, it's 100%. Okay, I feel like we were just talking about that in the things we wish we knew before adulthood.
Yeah, we were.
Podcast.
Yeah,
so,
we did.
Yeah, that was a good one to have in mind.
It was. Number 4 is Malibu rum is actually not that great.
I submitted this one because tell me why I would fill a water bottle up with Malibu
And take it into the club.
and take it into the bar.
That's disgusting. And we would pass it around.
Like, y'all, I could never.
We would buy
that.
like the huge bottle of
Yeah.
Malibu and like finish it.
Yes.
It makes me cringe.
When I think about Malibu now, I want to gag. Like, I cannot.
I can still drink it in like a mixed drink.
If it's in a mixed drink, but there's no way I could take a shot of Malibu
No.
anymore.
There's no way.
No.
Too many.
Like, the fact that we thought that it was good, and heck, that even goes for Four Locos,
Ugh.
Smirnoffs.
You know it's not good, but you're just willing
Come
to drink
on.
it because it's
Come
cheap
on.
and
Like, oh my gosh, what else was it? There's Smirnoffs and there's the other little glass
Seagrams.
bottles. Seagrams.
we used to tear up them Seagrams. The red one. What flavor was
No,
that?
I like the pink one and the blue. I
And
think
the
it was like the
blue,
blue
yeah, the
Calypso
blue one
or
was
something
good.
like
yeah,
that.
sounds right.
I cannot. Okay, so listen, stop with the Seagrams, stop with the Smirnoffs, and stop with the Malibu. Okay? It's not that good.
We didn't do anything but upgrade to Tito's.
True, but at least that's not bottom shelf.
That's true. That is true.
Okay, number 5 is self-care is important, and this can really involve any aspect of your life, whether it's skincare, hair care, going to the gym, or even just like
Taking care of yourself in general.
mentally,
Yeah.
etc. Self-care is so important. You have to love yourself first before you can love the people around you.
So very true.
Yes.
Moving on to number 6, you do not have to drink to have fun. This one took a
Whoop,
long
whoop.
time to learn, I think.
Yes, even now
Even till
sometimes
recently,
I'll
yeah.
have to be like, okay, like, we don't have to get drunk. Like, can we just have, like, one drink and be done? Like, I've definitely gotten to the point of my life where I'm more of, like, a 1 or 2 drinks, and then I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
why do we have to be drunk to have a good time?
Or even why do we have to drink at all?
That
Go
too,
do an
that
activity
too,
and
yeah.
not involve alcohol at all.
Yeah. But it's because you have it in your mind that you
Yeah.
have to have it.
To have fun.
To have fun. Oh,
Which
well,
it
the
is
alcohol's
fun, don't
gonna
get me
loosen
wrong.
me up. Like, and yes, it is. So we're not saying it's not. Trust me, we're drinking tonight. We're drinking tomorrow night. Okay, we're not gonna sit here and be hypocrites. But this can even go for someone if you were someone who was trying to cut out alcohol. That is okay. You do not have to drink
Yeah.
to have fun and enjoy your life. So it's an important one. Number 7 is, this is also very cliche, but you are who you surround yourself with. If you are surrounding yourself with people who are toxic, full of drama, heck, even maybe doing drugs, getting drunk all the time, not doing well in school, 9 times out of 10, you are going to be following along and entering that club as well.
We've cut off way too many people because they weren't good for me or you.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. We've done that.
Yeah.
So much.
You definitely are who you hang out with.
Yes.
Like, 100%. Our circle now is...
Really small.
It's very small, but also... I'm proud of every one of them. Like, I wouldn't be around them if they weren't... If I was in their shoes, I'd be proud of myself. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
Number 8. Is that where we are? Number 8?
Yes, and I also submitted this one.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll let you say this one. Go ahead.
So this might not apply to everyone, but you do not actually look cute twerking at the club.
Thankfully, it's been a very long time.
The way that y'all used to let me shake my thing at the club and would hype me up Why was I doing that?
That's so cringy. Think about myself.
I can't believe I used to do that. Oh my gosh. I remember at the local skating rink me and Brianna went to one time and them having a twerk contest and why did we think that was cute? Why was it fun? Absolutely not. I cannot believe I went through that phase in life. So if you're someone who twerks at the club, just maybe stop. maybe stop.
Even if you have a big booty. I mean, to each their own. But...
Oh, 1,000%. If you enjoy twerking at the club, do your thing, girlfriend. But I'm telling you, you might regret it in about 5 years.
That's true.
Because I definitely do. It makes me cringe so much.
Moving on to number 9. High school drama does not matter after high school. This is also very cliche. Everyone says it. When you're in high school and you're in the midst of it, it feels like
you think your world is ending.
Yes, for real, so seriously.
Oh my gosh, so and so is mad at me. We have this drama. You're at school freaking crying and arguing. Why?
Getting into fights at school.
Why?
It's not worth it.
The drama that we had in high school. I do not think about any of those girls anymore.
Not at all.
I do not think about any of that drama.
It's very temporary.
Extremely.
Yeah.
You were losing sleep over girls who do not care about you. Or the problem is they care too much about you.
That's true. That's true. A lot of it's jealousy too. For sure.
Yeah, and I really, really wish I would have realized that in high school, which my mom was someone who told me that all the time. But
it's coming from your mom.
Yeah, and what did they have to be jealous of me for?
Yeah.
But then you look back and you're like, so much, and that's not even something you're saying to toot your own horn, but
not even to be cocky.
Yeah, but you don't know what people are going through at home, and a majority of the times that's where it comes from is people who are going through things at home or going through things with maybe a partner or etc. They're taking it out on their friends. There's honestly so many times I wish some of my friends would have realized that a lot of what I was doing was stemming from probably having a bad week with a partner or maybe an argument with a parent, and you're just retaliating on those closest to you, and you're losing friends over.
Which, even now, hearing you say this, that applies to our lives now. But
1,000%. But that's the thing is, with your age now, is you have more grace with your friends than you did 10 years ago.
Now, if, Kaylyn's getting a little attitude with me, I'm like, are you okay? Is something wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? But seriously, though, because it's usually just something else that's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm just having a hard time managing my emotions, which is okay.
Yeah.
But, okay, before we move on to numbers 10 through 23, because we have a lot more for y'all, we are going to take a quick second and thank our sponsors for today's video. So I wanted to let you all in on a little secret. A couple of months ago, I started doing online therapy through BetterHelp. Growing up, there was always a stigma around therapy, but I finally realized that it could be for anyone. Personally, I wanted to start speaking with a therapist so I could better myself for my marriage, my friendships, and my everyday life. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it is 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then, you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or a video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/wewannatalk. That's betterhelp.com/wewannatalk. Okay, moving on to number 10. I guess I'll start out with this one.
Okay.
It is up to you to break generational curses. A lot of this can apply to things that are going on with your family. You have to realize that you cannot change who your parents are, who your siblings are, who your grandparents are, who your aunts and uncles are, etc., etc. It's up to you to break that generational curse if you do not want to be that type of parent or have that type of relationship with your kids, or to continue to have that type of family dynamic. So it's up to you to break generational curses. You cannot just be responsible for other people's actions. Only yours.
Even like thought processes too, like opinions on things and things of that sort.
Yeah, 1,000%. Like, this is just an example, but if your parents are homophobic and you don't want to have that type of lifestyle with your children, it's up to you to break that curse.
Yeah.
Like, you can't change your parents and their thoughts. Like, only you can lead by example to your children and the generations after you.
Heard that. Snaps. Number 11, cooking can be very therapeutic. Me and Kaylyn both love to
Yes.
cook. It is very therapeutic.
We even made plans to cook tonight instead of going out to eat because I love cooking for friends.
Yes.
Like, I love cooking in a group setting. And there's just some days where, okay, don't get me wrong, there's some days where I'm like, thinking about cooking right now stresses me out. I do not want to add.
It's usually after
to
a busy
load
day,
that I'm
though.
doing today and having to cook. But other days, if there's a certain meal I'm excited for, I'm like, oh my gosh, I like actually can't wait to get into the kitchen and make this meal.
Yes.
Like, cooking can just be so therapeutic, especially when you really practice it a lot and you get decent at it.
Comfortable with it, yeah.
Okay, number 12. This is also one I submitted, but I feel like a lot of people are going to agree with this though. But travel is good for the soul. And I don't even just mean like vacations, but even just like traveling to new places. Like, we ended up falling in love with Oklahoma City
which is
when
so
Brianna
random.
lived there. Yeah, not even like a cool city, but even just like going there, because we ended up going like 4 times.
Yeah.
And even just going the few times we did was just like, we got to the point where we were not just looking forward to go to see Brianna, but to actually going back to the city.
We would get excited to like not use a map. Like, let's just go explore. Like, let's see if we know the roads.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't even just necessarily mean like vacations, but don't get me wrong, vacations like the beaches and mountains.
Yeah.
So good.
Get
for the
away
soul,
from your hometown
just traveling.
and explore. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, if I can suggest you saving your money for anything, it's traveling. Like, you can't
take away those experiences,
Yes.
but you can make another $1.
Yes. 1,000%.
Yes.
Love that one.
Number 14 is relationships are an investment of your time. Use it wisely.
That was number 13.
Oh, 13. I skipped a number. Sorry, my bad.
Yes, but what Alyssa just said is a really, really good one. The way that I want you to think about this is, if you found out you only had 6 months left on this earth, would you want to spend it with the person that you're in a relationship with right now?
Or even relationships in any form. Like
yes.
relationships with your friends,
with
your family,
etc. Like, are these the people you want to be surrounded with the time that you have left? And if you can't answer that question with a yes, then it's time for you to reevaluate the relationships in your life. If you're with a partner who is not respecting you and your time and who you are as a person, you're wasting valuable years of your life on someone who does not care about you.
Yeah.
So
that was kind of harsh. Okay.
That was a little harsh. But I feel like sometimes you have to hear it in a harsh way like that to really like process it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 14. Relationships will not always be in the honeymoon phase. Relationships are hard.
Yes.
They can be very difficult. There will be days where you do not like your partner at all. And that's okay. That's life, okay? That is going to be every single relationship you have. No relationship with a friend, a partner, etc. is going to be 100% perfect. So it is really important to know that you're not always going to be in the honeymoon phase. Things are always not going to be sunshines and roses. it's okay to have those bad days. So
Heard that, girl. Number 15, sometimes heartbreak is a good thing. This is also something that's very cliche, and it's hard to, I think, accept for yourself.
1,000%.
Because when you're going through it, it's like, okay, no, this is not, how could this possibly be a good thing?
Yes. How can my life get any better than it is right now?
But it does get better, and I know everyone says that, but I feel like you do a lot of healing when you go through heartbreak, and you figure out a lot about yourself and that you wouldn't have beforehand.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Number 16 is, it's important to be okay being alone. And when we say that, we don't even necessarily mean...
Like, not being in a relationship.
Yeah, even just, like, there's a couple times where my husband has gone out of town, and every time I'm like, oh my god, no, like, I dread being alone. I don't want to be alone in the house. But this last time he went out of town, I made myself a good dinner. Like, I went and bought myself a filet and made myself a good dinner. I went and bought myself a bottle of wine, and I sat down on the couch for hours and read a good book. Like, I was so content being alone that night because I surrounded myself with things that made me happy. And so sometimes you just have to learn that it's okay being alone, and whether that's, you know, like we're saying, whether it's being single or whether it's just you live by yourself and you're learning how to live by yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Where are we at? Number 17. It's the little moments with friends that make the best memories. What we mean by this is you don't have to go do some extravagant activity or plan something crazy or go spend lots of money to have fun. A lot of our favorite memories are us doing something
here at my
simple.
house.
Yeah. Drinking here, or not even drinking. We just said that you don't have to drink to have fun.
But even just hanging out, like game nights, watching movies.
Doing games in the yard, playing cornhole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even this weekend, we were going to go to a city an hour away and have our birthday celebration there, but it was going to be a few $100s for everyone to do that. And we were like, no, we'll stay in town. We'll go to a local restaurant. We'll go to this other place that has, like, cornhole and arcade games. Like, we'll do something like that. And it's okay to not have to do those huge, extravagant things.
Yeah.
But... So, okay, also, for example, we did our bachelorette trip in Nashville. Bachelor and bachelorette trip. And while that was a grand trip, one of my favorite days was the boat day. The simplest
That was
day.
everyone's favorite day.
Yes,
we literally just rented a boat and all got on a boat together.
Was everyone's favorite day. Being out on the lake, in a boat, listening to music, dancing.
We didn't go out that night. We chilled at the house that night.
That was
it
my
had
favorite
like a
day.
rooftop area, and we went up and sat and chatted. I think I told Kaylyn for our birthdays. I was like, I don't really care if we go off somewhere or not. Like, I just want to be with everyone.
Yeah. And it's just moments like that. Like, those are the memories that I don't remember. I don't remember us walking on Broadway and what we were doing.
Every
at the
bar
bars.
we went into and what we talked about at the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, boat
we remember those moments back at the Airbnb. That was just an example, y'all. That's just...
We got a little in the hole there.
Yeah, we did. Moving on. Number 18. Stop bending backwards for people who don't do the same for you. That is so important, y'all. You are stopping what you're doing for a partner, a friend, a family member, when they would never consider doing the same for you. And sometimes it's okay to, if you're that type of person when you're like, no, I want to be that person who's just, constantly, just showing people that I'm there for them. Yeah, you constantly want to be available for people. That's okay if that's you. But sometimes it's just not worth it when you're not getting that same treatment in return.
Yeah. But also do for others as you would want them to do for you.
Yeah, and you don't always have to expect
something in return for something.
Yeah, for something. But
if it's clear,
it's when you're constantly giving your time for someone and they won't even do the smallest thing back for you. Like maybe you ask them for a favor and ask them for something and they're like, no, and they're coming up with excuses, then maybe that's someone
or you're constantly emotionally available for them.
Yeah.
And then when you want to talk, they don't want to talk about your problems or talk with you. So that can go multiple ways.
Yeah. Maybe that's someone that you stop bending backwards for. So
Heard.
You'll be a lot happier.
Number 19, I think, is where we are.
Yes.
19, drunk decisions are not smart decisions.
Let's hear it for the people in the back.
Kaylyn wanted to call me out with this one because one of our friends literally has a note in her phone of things Alyssa says when she's drunk.
Because, y'all, Alyssa says and does the stupidest stuff when she's drunk. It's like when she
It's like I'll lose half my brain. I'm so serious. I remember one of the things was, I obviously wasn't driving. Somebody was driving us, and we were going somewhere, and I was like, oh, watch out, there's a GPS. And I was trying to say Georgia State Patrol, GSP. And I was like, oh, watch out, there's a GPS. We're like, what?
And sometimes she'll do something, and I'll be like, so why were you doing this last night? She was like, I wasn't. I was like, yeah, you were.
Yeah, you were. We're past those days.
We are past those days. On. But this is just your reminder that not all decisions you make when you're drunk are smart decisions. You know, just like how some people, you know, purchase their Amazon carts when they're drunk. You know, maybe hold off all decisions until you're sober.
You know all about that. Yeah. I think Mike bought us an iPad one time when he was drunk. Yeah.
Hey, we don't regret the iPad though.
No, we don't.
We're thankful for that.
Love the iPad.
But, yep. Okay, number 20. This is definitely one of those where you're gonna be like, duh. But this is something we have definitely found out within the last couple of years. But life is expensive. Cars are expensive. Insurance is expensive. Gas is expensive.
Groceries.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing's free.
Yes, everything costs money. Everything.
I mean, that's such a dumb moment, but it's like, you really don't realize it until you start providing for your own, and you're like, oh crap, how did my parents do this?
Even me needing more gym clothes. My cart right now on that website is $180. I'm like, dang, for gym clothes?
For clothes which you do get a lot of wear out of them. You're putting them on for an hour every day. So everything's an investment.
It is.
Moving on to 21, being kind goes a long way. This was one of mine, Kaylyn. If you know Kaylyn, you know Kaylyn is a kind person, but she knows when to...
I don't let people walk all over me.
Yes. Which I don't feel like I let people walk... I couldn't even say it.
Yeah, she knows. But, so going along with that, don't let your kindness go too far.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But I think what I meant more so by that is you don't know what someone else is going through. Yes. Always be kind. Always show grace, because you really have no idea what someone else is experiencing.
Yeah, that can go to any situation. Yeah. Like, I was babysitting some kids the other day, and I was...
especially with kids,
I was taking the kids to the park, and one of the boys, he's one of those, he says what he's thinking, because he's like a little on the spectrum, so like he very much says what he's thinking. Blunt. And so he was talking to there was like this little girl that was trying to play with them, and they're like a little bit older, like I think he might even be like 11, and this little girl had to be like 3, and he was like, why are you even up like over here? And like said that to her, and I had to look at the mom and be like, I'm so sorry, like, please, like, just don't, like, listen to him, like, he just very much says what he thinks. And she kind of got an attitude after that and was like, you know, was kind of like, don't want to have to go off on someone's mom, you know, but it's like,
oh my gosh,
she was kind of upset, but it's like one of those things
I would
too,
over
but
my
like,
kid, but he's like a kid.
But see, that's even what I'm saying is she doesn't know why he says what he thinks, you know, so like, even in moments like that, like, you just kind of have to, so yeah.
Read the situation.
Just be kind.
Always be kind.
Yeah. Okay. Number 22. you have boundaries set for a reason. If you've listened to our ad, you know that I started therapy in September, and one of my number one takeaways from therapy is setting boundaries for myself. And I feel like when you realize what boundaries are being set and why they're being set, you even kind of realize the boundaries that people around you have set, and you're more respectful of those as well. So, but if you're setting boundaries and you're being consistent with someone and you're saying, no, maybe if it's something where you're like, no, I don't want to do this because of this, or maybe like, no, I don't want to drink tonight because I have work tomorrow, and they're like, no, like, you can have a drink, and you're like, no, like, I don't want to have one. Like, you're setting that boundary, and if someone is intentionally, like, crossing that boundary, like, that's not a respectful person.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure that you're being consistent with your boundaries, because you also cannot be upset with someone for crossing your boundaries when you're not setting them and you're not being firm in them. Like, if you're constantly like, okay, well then yeah, people are going to constantly break your boundaries and disregard them. So
pop off, sis.
Boundaries are very important.
23, last but not least, always listen to your gut. We were just talking about this. Very, very cliche. I think everyone has said this. Everyone's heard this.
Yes.
But it really is, because it's true. Like, if you have a gut instinct, if you have a feeling, something's telling you that something is not right in any situation.
Yeah, heck, even if you're at the store and you feel someone's staring at you and you're uncomfortable, like, listen to your gut. Like, you never know the situation you can be put in. So that can even be something crazy like that, or something with...
relationships.
Once again, relationships, partners, friends, family members, etc.
Work.
So much. Hey, yeah, I was about to say even work. You know, like your career, your college.
Me and Kaylyn deal with this all the time. Being business owners is not easy at all, and we have to sit and be like, okay, what do we feel like is the best move at this point?
Yeah, just definitely always listen to your gut instinct. Like, it's there for a reason, and it usually always kind of has the answer for you before you even realize what the answer is.
Smarter than your brain.
Yeah, so if there's those moments where maybe you're thinking about doing something and you kind of hear that little voice in your head that's like, no, maybe don't do that. Okay, yeah, maybe listen to that little voice in your head, okay? Don't steer towards the other side, okay? So, always keep that in mind. Those are our 23 things. Like we said, some of those were extremely cliche. Some of those were very like, duh, I already knew this years ago. Some of these were funny and definitely were a little personal. But we just felt like going into our 23rd birthday, we really wanted to reflect on the things that we've really learned for the last few years. I would say 23 years of our life, but heck, a lot of these things we haven't even learned until the last 4 years.
That's true.
The last year, if we want to get real technical on some of them. So, but yeah, we feel like this was a really fun episode. We hope that maybe some of these can be a little bit of an inspiration to you, and maybe even if you have a birthday coming up, maybe write down some things that you've learned for your birthday that can kind of help you reflect on the years that you've been alive.
Makes you thankful, makes you grateful.
It definitely does.
Opens your eyes a little bit.
I forgot what our next episode is going to be about. I think it might be our episode talking about Ivy & Co. again, because we are going into Ivy & Co.'s second birthday. And so our third year of being in business for Ivy & Co. is the first weekend of March, and that's going to be
soon.
Really, really fun. We have some really cool things going on with that, so make sure you're following Ivy & Co. on all socials, because we're going to be doing really cool giveaways and a bunch of fun stuff coming out. We're really, really excited, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and wherever you're listening, make sure to subscribe, share. You already know we appreciate your support more than anything. We are about to get to work and get ready to finish celebrating our birthday this weekend.
We're excited.
With that being said, we will see y'all here in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye, friends.